Friends and Family is the second episode of the 28th season of The Simpsons. This is directed by Kramer, and I didn't hate it, but I didn't really care for it. I kind of felt like the narrative was a little bit all over the place. The Simpsons family, minus Homer, become Mr. Burns's virtual reality family, and we have some pretty great scenes actually of them wearing green and performing in front of a green screen to create this virtual reality footage that Mr. Burns can enjoy as if it's his own family. And I feel like it could have been more emotional than it was, or it could have been really funny, and it just kind of wasn't. It was somewhere in the middle. It was fine. The scenes were interesting to look at. Visually, I thought they were really fascinating. But in terms of the comedy, there wasn't really anything there, and it didn't kind of lean into the whole Mr. Burns doesn't have a family, potentially emotional aspect either. It was just a bit flat. It didn't really offer very much in that way. So I didn't care for it tremendously at all. And Homer has made friends with a woman who is a neighbour, and he is just friends with her, but they do seem to get on really well, and they do seem to have some common interests, and it's fine. It definitely just felt like, well, to be honest, it felt like padding for the main narrative, but the scenes with Mr. Burns, because they weren't very funny and they didn't hit very hard, they kind of felt like padding as well. So both of the narratives to me felt like subplots that were designed to just elevate the main narrative, but that's it. So I didn't think it was that great. But as I said, visually, with the Simpsons wearing green and, doing their virtual reality performances, those bits were okay. But I have to say, it just felt a little bit all over the place. It felt a bit messy, and I was left feeling unsure of my own emotions. It wasn't funny. It wasn't emotional or sentimental. It wasn't that creative, and it wasn't very well crafted as a narrative. So I didn't love it. But at the same time, I didn't hate it. I wasn't watching it thinking it was the worst thing I've ever seen. It would be a good episode to put on if I needed background fluff. If I needed something on in the background while I was doing something else, this would be a good episode for that, because it's not horrendous. But also, I don't think you'd be missing very much if you were only paying a little bit of attention. Needless to say, this one is not a favourite episode. Friends and Family is hopefully not going to be one of the best from season 28. It's early days yet. But personally, apart from a few bits here and there with the virtual reality scenes, I didn't really think very much of it.